Hello and welcome to another edition of Pulp Picks. My name is Patrick.
I'm Fritz.
And we're here to give you this week's reading recommendations on New Comic Book Day. Another big week.
Mm-hmm.
It's a very ultimate week.
Yes.
I don't know. Has there ever been a week where we've had 3 ultimate books out on the same day?
That's a good question, actually.
I don't think that we have. But in any case, we do this week.
Mm-hmm.
And a bunch of other good books too. So DC's got an event going right now, and that's the direction you went with a book that ties in with KO.
Yeah, so my pick this week is Justice League Unlimited. Where are we at here? Issue 12. And so, yeah, like he was saying, this is tying into the events of DC KO, but it's like one of those tie-ins where, like, if you're not reading that book, you don't have to worry too much. This is kind of like dealing with some, like, other stuff. So the gist of it is with DCKO, like, the world's kind of all go in the pot. Like, if the heroes don't win this tournament, Darkseid's going to, like, win and, like, take over all of existence.
Yeah.
So they're off doing that. Well, a bunch of the other heroes are trying to help, like, evacuate Earth just in case, like, things go wrong.
Yeah.
But they're running into, like, a bunch of villains that are, like, just, like, causing havoc. And they're like, why are you robbing a bank? The world's going to that. And, like,
right, yeah.
But then they start to realize, like, oh, a lot of these guys are stronger than they should be. Like, they're like Polka Dot Man is like giving people problems.
Sure.
And what they come to realize is like, oh, Neron, one of the Lords of Hell in the DC universe, has been doing his whole like, I'm going to give you like more power if you like do this thing for me. And so they're not sure like what that is. So they're going to like try and like see what they can do to stop it. But obviously there's a lot going on, so they don't want to like spread themselves too thin.
Yeah.
But thankfully, due to recent shenanigans, they've got a bunch of like time displaced versions of characters from like the past, present, and future.
Yeah.
That's just like, hey, so once the timeline gets figured out, you're just going to like cease to exist anyway. So why don't you just kind of go on this like mission to hell to like yeah. And so it's this fun little mashup of like a lot of like old versions of characters. Like you get like Harpoon Hand Aquaman, you get Electric Blue Superman. You also get like you get like future versions of characters. Like we get that weird time that Tim Drake was Batman Beyond after Future's End. There's Dr. Fate from the 31st century from John's previous Justice Society run. So like it's this like weird mashup of characters, and so like a lot of this issue is them just kind of like making peace with the fact like, oh hey, we just regardless of how this mission pans out, we're just going to not exist exactly because the timeline's going to like fix itself. So it's this very bittersweet thing of a lot of them reflecting on like where they're going to be at in the future, like what the past means to them in a lot of ways. It's a nice little kind of insight, especially for some of these characters. Like Aquaman gets kind of like go through a little museum like showing his like history, and like he's had some ups and downs for sure.
Yeah.
maybe some people that he very still much regrets not being able to save in his life, but also like get to see that like, hey, there's still like bright spots in your future to come.
Sure.
But yeah, no, it's just a fun little team that they've got together here, and yeah, it's a lot of stuff this issue. And the next issue, like we're going straight in, like this issue ends with them going straight into the mouth of hell. So I'm curious to see like what's going to happen, because it's one of those things where like, yeah, they can kind of do whatever they want with these characters. So like, who knows, like maybe like something might happen to them that they don't have to like get disappeared. Maybe some of them like make some choices that like maybe to like help facilitate that. Like, oh, I don't want to die. I'm still technically alive.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, and Dan Mora draws it so it all looks gorgeous.
Of course.
Yeah, no, it's a fun little thing. It's kind of something that, like, to a certain extent, like, this book being called Justice League Unlimited, a lot of this run, as at times felt like they're not really, like, doing anything with that. Like, it feels like there's, like, this very core team of the Justice League still, whereas this is, like, here, it's not just, like, picking and choosing from, like, all the various DC characters. It's, like, now you can, like, pick from, like, all of time and space.
Yeah.
And, like, it's
unlimited choices.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, like, them getting to kind of play with that in that aspect is really fun.
Interesting.
Yeah. But no, it looks like it's going to be a fun little side arc to, like, all the other stuff going on with DCKO. So if you have been reading this book and you're not, like, super interested in checking out that event, like you can definitely like read this and like have your own like story still be to enjoy.
Yeah, very cool. And I was talking with somebody the other day, and they're like, "How is Dan Mora doing this many books right now?" It's very, Kirby-like.
Yeah.
Cranking out a lot of stuff for the high-quality art that he does.
Poor man. I hope he gets to take a little break at some point.
Right, yeah.
Yeah. But, no, again, like, fun start to this arc. But, yeah, no, I'm enjoying it. Like I said, Dan Mora just makes everything look gorgeous regardless of whatever's happening on the page. Yep. Speaking of a book that I feel like we've talked about how the art has been like really like helping boost it in terms of like people want to check it out.
Yeah.
Your pick this week.
Yeah, I went with Fantastic Four #4, and as you can see from the cover here, the Fantastic Four and family have adopted a new pet. Cute and cuddly, or wait, is it?
Yeah.
And Ramos on art on this, has done a number of things. Did let's see, Runaways early on in his career, right?
I believe so. He had a little stint on that,
and then did a lot of Spider-Man and what have you, and sometimes has gone super cartoon. Oh, Deadpool, didn't he do a run on Deadpool?
I think he did a little Deadpool. He did some Impulse over at DC.
Yeah. So kind of cartoony. This, like we've talked about in other issues that we've picked in the past, it's toned down a touch, where it's got kind of a Waringo kind of vibe to it, where it's like cartoony, but it doesn't go crazy over the top. Keeps it a little more grounded for the Fantastic Four. But Fantastic Four decide to adopt a new pet, and it's a cute, cuddly little dog. But Alicia is determining that there's something not quite right here.
Yeah, like some of her senses are saying one thing and some of them are saying another, and she's just like, what's that about?
Yeah, but it seems like anytime she starts to try to question it, the new dog gets kind of upset. So how does she go about trying to get the others to see what she's sensing? So she goes and poses a hypothetical to Reed, and of course that gets Reed thinking about the possibilities of how that would happen, and of course Reed can't stop once a problem is in his brain. So what happens at that point in time, and who's right, and is this dog a cute cuddly dog, or is it a nefarious creature from another planet? I mean, it's the Fantastic Four, so you can probably guess which one it is, but it's a fun ride. And again, with the Fantastic Four, with Ryan North writing these books, it's been really great where you could just pick up an issue and just read it, and it's a self-contained story. There is this kind of bigger narrative that they work into it, and of course One World Under Doom and all of that kind of tied more issues together where it was a running story. But this one again is kind of a fun standalone issue that you could just pick up just this issue of Fantastic Four, not really have to know anything other than they're the Fantastic Four, and be able to read it and enjoy it. But yeah, it's been a really fun ride so far.
Also, just really been enjoying his run in particular in terms of like how much it like emphasizes Alicia is part of the team.
Yeah,
like,
and that the team is a family. Yeah.
And again, like Ramos's art, like he, like as you can tell from the cover, he draws a really good like weird goopy monster thing.
Yeah, with lots of teeth and I don't know, bulbous extrusions. I guess. Yeah. So that was a very fun read. Now to something that was a little more morose, a little depressing. Well, you can't have 3 Ultimate books and not go with one of them. So what's our consensus pick this week?
Ultimates issue 17. And a quick little thing before getting too into it. If you are someone who is both reading this and Ultimate Incursion, I would definitely read Incursion first, then this.
I did not.
Because there's a thing that happens in there that like directly impacts like the entire like story of this, and we won't get like too into it because it's its own like little spoiler. But
well, it's a spoiler to the people in the universe. I mean, we all knew.
So basically Doom in this issue is dealing with some recent revelations that have kind of like thrown his entire worldview of himself. I mean, not just when I said worldview, I mean, like, literally everything has been shattered to him.
Yeah.
And not for the first time, poor guy.
Yeah.
And he's just starting to, like, figure it out. He's in the middle of, like, trying to, he finally figured out a way to, like, create, like, a new Fantastic Four.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he's trying to make sure that everyone, that they've actually got, like, the numbers to be able to fight the Maker once he gets out of the city.
Yeah.
But he's dealing with, like, all these thoughts, and, like, he's trying to go to Tony, and Tony's not really being helpful because he's, like, old, like, time displaced with the Immortus engine, so his brain's just not, like, really there.
Yeah.
And then it's Hank, of all people, is the one who he ends up kind of, like, having this little heart-to-heart with, where, like, he kind of really starts to, like, process things that have been happening to him. And so they got Phil Noto back for art on this.
Yep.
He did the issue, issue 3 or 4 of the first arc that he came on, and he did, it was another, like, old Doom issue where it was, like, the different, like, panels are, like, showing different points in time for him.
Is that when we first found out that the Maker basically tortured him to create him? Is that one?
I think it was implied in the original Invasion miniseries, but yeah, that's the one where, like, we see, like, oh yeah, like, they did the experiment, like, they did the whole, like, going into space, but, like, everyone died except for Reed.
Yep.
The Maker, like, it tortured and imprisoned him. So yeah, we get to play with that again, but they do a lot more, like, kind of playing with, like, the panel layouts, like, just because Doom is going through, like, so much emotionally right now. Like, he's just like, I can't trust anything. I don't understand anything. Like, everything is just, like, a mess right now. He's, like, constantly being, like, haunted by, like, what he perceives as, like, the void of the, like, the life he should have had.
Yes.
Like, there's all these, like, panels where there's, like, these kind of, like, cutouts of where, like, Sue or Ben or Johnny would be, like, kind of, like, consoling him, and they're just not there for him, and he just can't, like, cope with that.
Yeah.
And it's the way that they, like, play with that negative space, and then the other panel layouts is just, like, super fun.
Yeah.
And, like, a good contrast against, like, the previous story they did with him.
Yeah, although we still get to see scenes where the Maker is torturing him and, you know, and then we get to that kind of interesting point of who is he and why is he where he's at right now? Is it of his own volition? Is he just destined to be a bad person? I think that's a lot of what he's struggling with. Has the Maker done something to, you know, implant something in his psyche that is going to cause him to do something awful at a particular time? So it's got this kind of, I think he's struggling with either I'm just such an awful person that I shouldn't be here helping you, or I could be a Trojan horse and I shouldn't be here helping you.
Yeah. And then, like, as the story goes, like, he kind of starts to realize that, like, oh, just because, like, you don't have these connections that you, like, know that you were supposed to kind of have, just because, like, you had these bad things happen to you, like, that doesn't mean that there aren't, like, still people that, like, are going to come to, like, care about you. And, like, he has these nice little moments with, like, Hank and some other characters where it's just like, no, like, you can still, like, have a life. Like, your past isn't what's defining you here. And I think that's, like, a really good thing that, like, it ties into a lot of threads of, like, this Ultimate Universe of just, like, a lot of these characters know that they had the future that they were supposed to have taken from them. Yeah. And it's up to them now to, like, make their own future, but also by that same note, like, they have to look at their past and be like, what came before doesn't define me either necessarily. Like, it's, now is when my life starts. Now is when I, like, need to start being the person I like really want to be. Right. Yeah. So, like, just getting to play with that has been super fun in a lot of these books.
So one of the things that we've been kind of dealing with the whole Ultimate Wing is you've got these heroes that are fighting against the impossible odds of an entire world specifically created to repress them and stop them from being able to win from the get-go. It's all a grand design. And they're fighting the good fight, and then they get their butts handed to them, and they're running out of time. And so every time that they give us a glimmer of hope in these books, I just get this sense of dread that things are going to go horribly wrong. And we're, month and a half away from the ultimate end?
Yeah, so...
Or ultimate end game promo there.
So, it's come up before. So, yeah, like, Ultimate Endgame is coming up here. And we've been pretty like,
December
like
3rd,
Marvel does this all the time. Like, it's this big, like, world-shattering event. There's going to be, like, a relaunch. They've been very adamant, both, like, higher-ups and, like, the people working on the books are like, no, this is actually, like, this is going to be the end. So, like, I believe April is when it should all wrap up. Like, come April of next year, like, the Ultimate line is going to, like, reach its climax.
Wow.
And
well, I mean, theoretically, that could be the case, right? Because they just created it out of thin air anyway.
Yeah. And so it's where we're, like, as the title suggests and as the line from the movie goes, like, we're in the end game now. Like, this is everything. If you read the new Spider-Man this week, which I considering how many people we've got signed up for it, you probably will.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can definitely see, like, we are heading towards that, like, conclusion. Like, things are going to get dire real quick for a lot of people.
Yeah, I just, it's that sense of you want them to tell a great story. And sometimes that means not the ending that you'd hope for, but the ending that it needs, right? So there's that part of me. But then there's the other part of me that's like, I'm so invested in Peter Parker and his family in this universe and the Ultimates and everything that they're trying to do. And yeah, like, I don't want to say goodbye, but maybe that's the best thing. And I'm not sure what they're going to do. I feel like whatever it is, it's going to be what we don't expect. I think that's probably what they're shooting for here, but we'll see. We'll see. All right. Well, we just referenced Ultimate Spider-Man. That was close for both of us to be up here.
Yeah, both that and...
Easily could have been, but we pick it all the time.
Oh, yeah. That was good. Also, Ultimate Incursion was good. Like, again, like, Ultimate books usually can't really go wrong with them.
Yeah, they've been great.
Yeah. On a similar note, Absolute Wonder Woman also very nearly made it up here.
Yeah, so good.
They have a fill-in artist for this and the next issue who I've always been a big fan of. I hope I pronounced his name correctly. Matthias Pagara, I think is.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like he's
Bergara.
Yeah. So
Bergara. Yeah.
Oh, you read it. You tell us what you think it's pronounced.
Yeah, Matthias Bergara.
Yeah, that's it, I think. But his art, like, if for whatever reason, if Sherman were ever have to leave the book, like, I would be A-okay if he came on.
Yeah,
his style so perfectly fits, like, the whole aesthetic.
Yeah, the whole thing that they're going with her being a very classic Greek profile kind of thing, with her nose being different in this as opposed to, the main continuity and whatever. And her eyes, the shape of them and the proportions of her face and everything are super cool in his stylistic take on her. I also really dig the whole armor thing that they've got going. And it's got kind of a Forbidden Planet kind of
I can see it, yeah.
Antagonist in this, but who is it?
Yeah, like the when you get to the revelation, you're just like, oh, this is why all this has been happening. You're just like, oh, that makes sense. Also, this might be a real big problem.
Yeah,
yeah. There's maybe some unforeseen complications to some of the stuff that's been going on.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, but no. So yeah, that was good. Other good stuff this week. Moon Knight, very spooky issue this week. He's dealing with like ghosts and stuff, which I don't know, we kind of kept the theme of like spooky Halloween stuff. We've got hell, we've got alien monsters, we've got depression.
Yep.
Yeah. But yeah, no, those like just a bunch of good stuff this week. Anything else in particular?
Undead Iron Fist, keeping with the whole theme. Danny Rand went to hell and came back and meets the devil and is being tormented by people possessed by demons as he has to fight his way across the city to Rand Enterprises or Rand Corp. I don't remember where are we at with that. Whatever.
It's just like what's Tony's company named at any given time? Who knows?
But yeah, very good. So there's just been so much good stuff. We've been talking a lot in the store about how many copies of the Ultimate and Absolute books the trade paperbacks that we're having to order in order to keep them on the shelf. And we have yet to find that number because even as we're ordering them double digits at a time, they're selling out in a week. So if you've been waiting for Absolute Wonder Woman, that's in stock right now. I think we've got two copies of Absolute Superman.
Yeah.
We just got a restock on the Ultimate book, so I think we've got at least one copy of each of those now.
Yeah, I think there's like one or two of some stuff that might be missing, but most of it's there.
Yeah. Absolute Batman, I think we're expecting... We just had a restock on that, a week ago?
Yeah.
I think we're expecting that next week. So, yeah, and then some of the other ones too. Beneath the Trees, we got a restock on that one a little while back, so we've still got some copies of that. Transformers and G.I. Joe has been selling like crazy. There's just so much good stuff that's been coming out. So, yeah, well, again, we've got the Halloween Trick and Meet that's happening down on Front Street here with local businesses. That's coming up on Halloween evening, 5 to 7. So we've got free comic books and candy for kids. And we did go with the like fruity kind of candy stuff. So it should be, safe for those with allergies if that's a concern for you. And then, yeah, we've got a bunch of big events that are going to be coming up and stories that are coming to perhaps a conclusion. We'll see, but it's a great time to be a fan of good storytelling and comic books in particular. So, all right, well, I'm starting to lose my voice again here, so we're going to call it a day. But be sure to like, follow, subscribe, comment, share, and stop into your local comic shop, because that's the important part of all of this. Is if you stop in and buy and read comic books, then these stories will keep being made for us. So. We will be back next week with more picks, and until then, enjoy the reading. Oh, I forgot Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow. We got that back in stock too.
Oh yeah.
That's been hot.
Yeah.
Super good too. It's True Grit in space
with swords.